Today we're going to talk about the current price of Shiba Inu and why it's been down in the past week. We're going to cover why this is happening, and we'll discuss from a trader's perspective what it will take for the prices to go back up. Over the last week or so, the price of Shiba Inu has dropped about 40%. While there is no single factor that attributes the drop in price for the Shiba Inu coin, there is a lot of big picture things at play in the recent weeks. So for instance, we've had the big crypto market crash, which scared a lot of investors away from putting more money into crypto, as well as the recent volatility of the crypto market and its indecisiveness. A lot of retail traders want to withdraw from the market simply because they don't want to expose themselves to an increased risk, which causes the market to go down a bit more. There is a lot of big picture stuff here at play, but fundamentally it still adheres to the basic economic principles. And what I mean by that, and in this particular case with the Shiba Inu coin, there is simply a lot more supply than there is demand. On a very basic level, supply versus demand is the fundamental mechanic that drives prices in all financial markets. Now, in the case with the Shiba Inu coin, there is simply more coins on sale than there are willing buyers. Now, let's talk about that a little bit. It's all well and good that the supply is currently greater than the demand, but let's actually discuss why this might be the case with the Shiba Inu coin. So looking away from the big picture stuff and looking strictly at the Shiba Inu coin, one of the possible reasons is simply that the hype for the Shiba Inu coin has died down, which means that there are not enough new buyers and there are too many people with paper hands that are selling the coin. If we look at the Shiba Inu coin historically, it's not difficult to figure out why this has been the case. So the Shiba Inu coin in the last 90 days has grown at roughly 28,000%. And I believe earlier in the week it was, I think, 40-ish thousand%, which is an astronomical number. If we switch over to the charts over here, we can see that the price of the Shiba Inu coin rallied up and then did a pullback and then rallied up again before it topped out and before it came crashing down. So in trading, there is a sort of unspoken rule about pullbacks. The more number of consecutive pullbacks, the less likely that the next one will succeed. So what a pullback is basically when a price jumps up really high and then it falls in price and consolidates. That's what we call a pullback, a bull flag, if you will. Now, what's happened here is we see the first pullback and then it consolidated before we see another pullback into another rally again before topping out. So that's essentially three bull flags in sequence. And frequently you will see that the more consecutive that these bull flags form, the less likely and also the less strong the subsequent bull flag would be. If we change our view and look at it from a psychological perspective, on the chart here, the first rally, the first people that would have gotten on the rally are people who were already watching the Shiba Inu coin closely. So these are people who are retail traders who have a heavy interest in the crypto market, because it is uncommon for people to get in so quickly that do not follow this coin particularly closely. And we see this particular coin consolidate for a little bit from the first pullback before rocketing on again. So the people who got on here are typically the people who saw or read about Shiba Inu in the news because of this particular rocket, and they have a fear of missing out. So they also want to jump onto this particular rocket. So these people buy in and the price went up. And finally, after that pullback, there is a final push for the stock. And then at the peak, there is another pullback, obviously the rally was a lot smaller this time, but this time you couldn't go any higher because people were taking profits. So that means the people who bought in here, wait for the rally and took the top and sold off at the particular top, as well as the people who invested in the first place. So finally, we have another pullback here, but this time this is a lower high. When retail traders do see a lower high, they typically believe that the run is over, and then here's when it came crashing back down because it failed to go any higher. So right now we see a descending triangle, which is a bilateral movement. What that means is if the price of the Shiba Inu coin breaks above the triangle or breaks below the triangle, we will see dramatic movement. Now, this can go either way because this pattern is typically bilateral. We can have a few things that could happen between the next 24 to 48 hours that can particularly set the direction of this particular move. So what does it take for the Shiba Inu coin to bottom out and see a shift in momentum before we see prices increase again? Well, there's three things, two of which are less likely, but I'll go through them anyway. So the first one is very simple, that the Shiba Inu coin price falls to a point where it is favorable for more buyers to step in. So that's called a shift in momentum. The second one is if the supply of the coin is reduced, so similar to a burn style event, which is what we talked about in the previous video. Basically what happened was the creator of Ethereum was given 50% of the Shiba Inu coin, and he decided to burn 90% of that coin, thus making the value of each Shiba Inu coin a lot more. Now the third one is a large catalyst. A large catalyst typically generates a large spike in demand, and we usually bring in new buyers. This creates a new bullish momentum. More people want to buy as they see the price of the Shiba Inu coin going up, creating a snowball effect if the catalyst is big enough. And a large catalyst, it's the case that we want to see. Now, what does this look like? Let's go over a few examples. So we have the first one being Bitcoin. So on February the 8th, Tesla buys $1.5 billion in Bitcoin and plans to accept it as payment. So this is obviously very, very good news for Bitcoin, and this is reflected in the price. So this is the morning of the February the 8th. We can see there was a huge movement, and subsequently over the next 13 days, over the next 2 weeks, the price just kept going as a result of this particular catalyst. Another example is the addition of Dogecoin to Coinbase. So Dogecoin is coming to crypto platform Coinbase in 2 months. As the CEO published on May the 13th, and on May the 13th, there was a pretty big rally of 60%, which is quite big. And lastly, we have Shiba Inu coin. So we covered this in a previous video. So right now there is one of the biggest petitions available on the change.org platform, and that is the request of the Shiba Inu coin on the Robinhood platform. If this were to happen, we can expect basically huge increases in the Shiba Inu coin, because we will expect the Shiba Inu coin will be brought into the awareness of many thousands, hundreds of thousands of traders who have not heard of the Shiba Inu coin before. So catalyst aside, from a technical perspective, the Shiba Inu coin is actually looking very interesting at the moment if you do want to get in. This is because right now there is a support level at the low of May 19, which was tested again on June the 8th. As I mentioned previously, we see a descending triangle. Right now, if the price breaks away from this triangle, if it goes north, we want to see a break above this resistance level that I have drawn. And then this way we could expect it to rally up a bit more and touch or look for a target around this area. However, if the price keeps going to the edge of this triangle, test the support level, and break the support level, this level will be a new resistance level, and this will look very grim for those with positions in the Shiba Inu coin, because this will be a strong resistance level. But seeing this, there is a lot of potential good opportunity plays that can be made. For example, if we see the price break below the triangle, we want to go short with a stop loss just above the base of the triangle. And if we want to go long, if we see the price break the hypotenuse of the triangle, we can have a first entry at the break or another entry opportunity when it breaks above this resistance level, with the stop loss at the bottom of the triangle. This way we have a potential maybe 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio play here. So right now we have a few things going for the Shiba Inu coin. There is a large change.org petition, as well as the price of the Shiba Inu coin is sitting on its support levels. So if it does reach support levels and it holds, there will be retail traders who see this as a great opportunity with a strong desire to buy in on the coin. Now, what can we do from our end? So right now, Shiba Inu is a lesser well-known coin. So if there is more awareness shared about the coin, then that means more people are going to be interested given its current position in the market, in the crypto market, and thus buy in, driving the prices up. So awareness starts with taking action, like Twitter comments that you see promoting the coin or discussions about the coin, like this video and share it with your friends. And what we can see and what we want to see and what we need to see is the price bounce off the support level, because once it bounces off the support level with strong enough movement, we'll see the stochastic moving, we'll see the MACD moving, we'll see the oscillators moving, which tells the retail traders that this is a time to buy, creating a snowball effect, causing the prices to go up a lot more. This is a very good timing in the market right now for this to happen, and it could potentially happen. It's very important that we time the moment right for the prices to go up.